nothing pass me up. No. Oh, I refuse to let you block my shine. No, not today. Oh, and I ain't going without a fight. No, not today. I'll take the light, you hold the camera, don't need more. Ready for action, I'm never lacking, I've seen war. FaceTimes, great minds couldn't conceive or couldn't relate, was robbed the chances to see more. So I aspire to reach higher, the fire inside of me burns brighter until I blow up like C4. Great shit, make hits, deep as the sea floor. Paste it, race gets long as the seashore. My star rising, they see me shining like I done been dipped in diamonds, but I be like, where the haters, they seem sure. It's all crickets, they on my dick like a seesaw. With no ticket, it's so sickening, please pause. As I provide the soundtrack to bounce back from each loss until we reach the target, we proceed course. There's no quitting, the clock's ticking. I seen how the plot thickens. Regardless, I never let it throw me off. I want the shit, boy, get on my level. Doing 125 in my own lane, pedal to metal. One thing that I won't let you do, and that's gas me up. Nah. Keep my eyes open, letting nothing pass me up. Nah. Oh, I refuse to let you block my shine. No, not today. Oh. No, not today.
What the business is, we live, baby. It's that time. I'm so excited. Why my shit look dark as fuck?
Shit out. This nigga
Now we
here.
on stage.
We can't hear you, nigga.
We still can't hear you.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you. You done did the whole introduction and didn't even say nothing.
We ain't heard you. Your mic ain't working.
But shit, you know what I'm saying? It's
But
Boomer,
anyway.
host of What the Shit podcast. You know, this is my shit now, you know what I'm saying? So we done
No
fired
boy.
DC. It's me and Savage shit now. We took over.
We done took over this
We still can.
motherfucker. Welcome to What the Shit podcast. It's your
Yeah,
girl
yeah, but we
Savagely
guessing this,
Humble.
man. Yes,
Boomer in the
sir. Yes, sir.
building.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? We got our
DC is
guest
in
DC.
DC.
Got our guest DC, our guest host. You know what I'm saying?
We don't hear you, brother, at all. And you look very,
At
very
all.
confused, but we don't hear you at all. I see you, but we don't hear you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, now it's really
Yeah,
our
now it's
show,
really
man.
us. All right,
Yeah, this
man.
our shit,
So,
man.
happy
We on
motherfucking New
Pandora.
Year.
Happy New Year's. You know what I'm
Happy New
saying?
Year. Welcome to
You dig?
2023. Okay?
2023 out this bitch, man. Hey,
Hey,
how
yo.
many bodies you got in 2023?
I'm great. Zero. Listen, Boomer, I love when the year restart because that means I get to restart, right?
You get the restart.
I get to restart for me to be at zero. How long I'm gonna stay at zero, right?
Can y'all hear me
But
now?
yes,
How
there
long you
you
think?
go.
Oh, we can hear you
Damn,
now.
that's
We can hear you
crazy.
now. We
Listen,
just
but
finna
you
take
All
over
have
the
right,
show. We just finna start
you
up
have the best
2023, y'all.
co-host
give
because
my
we
goddamn
on.
show back. Everybody, shut the fuck up. All right,
Oh,
technical difficulties abound.
hold
That's what happens when you
on.
do this shit live. I don't know what happened.
I don't like to be
Uh,
talked to like that. Oh, God.
sorry. Anywho, the reason why we here is I gotta get him back. Hold up.
Look, now
Man,
he done lost the
this is
nigga that
crazy.
we
I done
here
lost
for.
everything. Damn, man. Ugh.
Damn, me.
Don't worry about it.
New
We got some
Year's, new
co-hosts. We finna hold this bitch down.
What?
New Year's, new problems. How was your New Year while I'm waiting on? Boom, what's going on, man? How was your New Year, man? I don't know what's going on right now. Everything fucked
Uh,
up in the game, man.
My New Year was good, man. Spent it in the back of a truck, you know what I'm saying? Got to tell my kids Happy New Year's over the phone, you know what I'm saying? Glad they got phones now. But yeah, my New Year's alright, man. In the truck in another state, making some money, man. Went to sleep making money, woke up making money, so it was alright.
I know that's fucking right. Shit.
Savage, I done fucked up the show. Everybody, go ahead and tell them how you.
It's okay. You fucked it up. But like I said, you got some good co-hosts. We held it down. We said Happy New Year. We said start 2023. Our body counts start over. You know, it's like the clicker.
Yeah,
When you get to
you
that
said her
mark,
body
the
count
clicker
started
go
off this
back
year.
to zero. So I'm at zero for the year 2023. But my New Year was straight. I was asleep before 12. I was asleep before 12 o'clock my time, but I made it to 12 o'clock Eastern time.
Okay.
You brought in the New Year sleeping?
Hell yeah. I'm an old ass
So
lady. I don't care about that shit no more. So
so
God
that means so
damn.
that means you gonna be asleep all year. Is that what that means? I don't know about these
nigga,
resolutions.
I literally woke up 20 minutes before the show started, so I guess so.
Jesus Christ. I felt like I woke up 20 minutes before. But the reason why
How
we
was your New
here,
Year's, DC?
uh, shitty as you can see, nigga. I'm starting off
You
bad than a
still sick?
motherfucker.
You
God
still
damn.
sick? You ain't still sick since Christmas, nigga.
Nah. I said shitty.
Nah, he ain't sick.
Uh,
He technically fucked up over there.
Yeah,
oh
Tia Mana.
shit.
Shout out to Tia Mana for sponsoring my fuck up. But the reason why we here is
No,
with the
no,
man
no.
himself.
We not shouting out Paramount.
The
No
man
sponsorship.
himself. G Black, man. What's the business, bro? How you doing, man?
What's going on, bro?
G Black.
You
What
know,
up, Bone? What's
man.
going on, Savage?
Man, what's up with my
I
thought
finally
black?
get to put a face to
Man,
G
not
Black,
too
and he
much,
not
man.
even
Appreciate
that
y'all for
black.
having me.
He ain't even black.
I can't hear
He
you,
ain't even
Queen.
He just
black.
melanated.
Like what the fuck?
That's great. Yeah.
He a couple shades
Uh,
darker than me.
a
Stop playing.
little bit. But the black is there. The black man is there. How you been, man? What's been going on? Because the last time we seen you, you brought us lights down low, the reprise. That's the last time we seen you. How you been doing the last 2 years, man? What's been going on?
Man, I've been doing
Fire
well.
song, my ass.
Or I should say I'm doing well now. Past 2 years been crazy, man, just to be honest with you. Yeah, last time I was here definitely was the premiere to Lights Go Down visual. Everything in regards to that and the music and everything has been going great, man. The personal life though, things hit a little wall. And just been trying to bounce back from that. But on the flip side, the silver lining is as things declined in my personal life, things got much better in my professional life. So just take the good with the bad, man. Just trying to stay focused and just work throughout it, man.
I feel you, man. So with that, has it taken you into a new creative direction? Because last time we spoke, Lights Down Low was a personal track.
Hmm.
It was a different track from you. We talked about that before, how it was more personal, more, opening of yourself. You know what I'm saying? How have you kind of stayed along those lines, or have you got back to the old you, or somewhere in the middle? Where we at creative?
Yeah, I like to think that where I'm at right now creatively, man, just going through the things that I've experienced in the last 2 years of my life. Well, first of all, let me just say that I've always felt like my music is just a reflection of what I'm experiencing at the time. So, when you get the quote unquote typical tracks that I do, conscious music or whatever, it's more so just because I just care so deeply about the world and just our people in general. So when I see things that we go through, it touches me in a way that's what I speak to. Um, but since lights go down and the music that I'm working on now, it's definitely more so in a personal vein, more vulnerable and open. And just as I've been experiencing the things that I've been going through and kind of looking around and seeing just as a community, in particular, black men, the struggles with mental health that we have, and that being something that I've been, struggling with and really struggled with my whole life. But, um, just being at the point that um, now I have the ability to put that into the music and try to reflect that and help people that may be going through similar things. That's definitely what I'm focused on at this point. Trying to raise awareness and just make it just it kind of make it acceptable for men to have feelings and to express things, and even if those things are hurt, just to feel comfortable in doing that.
Hey, G Black, can you hear me?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Whitney, what's going on? Um, so I'm glad you touched on that because it's a new year, and so far there's been a lot going on in 4 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, I've noticed a wave towards the end of last year of people really trying to mentally better themselves. So I'm,
Mhm.
I'm glad you touched on that because it's kind of taboo in the black community for us to go see therapists, for us to talk about our feelings, for us to emotionally, be involved in anything besides ourselves as men. That's kind of what we know. You work, you come home, what I'm saying? You take care of business and it is what it is. Um, so I'm glad more people are getting on that train. I know we've talked before plenty of times about the situations and everything being what they were and just you coming from a different place. I tell this story all the time. I've known you my whole life, and you've always been kind of a different character. A different kind of person who consciously I didn't know, what I'm saying, was that deep until, what I'm saying, I started hearing you talk, even, what I'm saying, in the youth, So I always like telling that part, like you've always been this guy. So it ain't so people be like, G Black, he riding a wave. No, that's his wave. He has always been this kind of guy, you know. But that mental thing is a barrier that we definitely need to, look past because it's weird that people don't. And I told you when I heard Lights Down Low, that hit me differently until I heard this song, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I love being able to hear stuff that's being played, but this track is something different. Um, Before we talk about that, because I'm definitely playing this joint like 5 times, so y'all get ready. It definitely was in my rotation. I'm at work in my office, door closed, vibing. You know what I'm saying? Um, what's besides this track? Because you said this track isn't hitting streaming. Am I
Yeah.
correct?
Right. That's
So
correct.
so exclusively here's where they're gonna hear it, and that's where we're gonna leave it right here on this show. But you got more works. What's upcoming that you have in the works? I mean, we I know track season 5 has been that thing that you've been ready to get out into the streets. What else? What's going on with that?
Well, track season, just the series in general, was something that I started because I started working on a track, or I'm sorry, an album called The Soundtrack, and it ended up taking me 10 years to complete it. It was supposed to be my first album. It turned out to be my seventh album, but just in the midst of that process, it was like a lot of good songs that I had made and a lot of things that I spoke to that I felt like I didn't necessarily just want to leave on the cutting room floor. So I decided to put together the track season series. And so basically the first track season was just a compilation of songs that I had made for the soundtrack. And I'd been kind of like leaking out single by single over time and eventually compiled into a body of work. So just to say that track season 5 is ultimately leading up to the soundtrack 2. The soundtrack, like I said, the first one took 10 years to make, so I always figured that it would be like a benchmark project in my life, to where that series would kind of represent, like, the bookends on particular chapters of my life. And it just so happens that this last chapter was a, not to say a quick chapter, it was definitely a lot condensed into a short period of time, but these last 2 years have definitely been like I was saying earlier, just quite the tumultuous trials and tribulations, I'll say. Just starting back with I got divorced about 2 years ago. Um, and this was shortly after coming back from the situation with 88 and first meeting him and start working with him. So it was kind of like I was experiencing literally like the best heights of my career at the same time, losing my marriage. So just with this particular project, track season 5 being kind of the preface to the soundtrack too, it's just more so meant to introduce this particular chapter that I'm going through in my life. I like to refer to it as my blue period, and that's like a reference to Pablo Picasso. For like 2 or 3 years of his life, he only painted in blues and grays, and it was like coming off of the um, his friend self transitioning, and so he was going through a rough period in his life, so he only painted with like blues and grays to kind of express like the sorrow that he was experiencing. So this music that I'm putting out right now, as far as track season 5, is kind of more just the introduction to that. Going into the soundtrack too is kind of the best way I can describe it is and it kind of hints at the concept behind the album, the soundtrack too. But the best way I can describe it is kind of like a tunnel, and kind of like when you go into a tunnel and you go so far into it, and you kind of get to the point to where you lose the light that from the source of the end that you came in, and you're not really close enough to the other side to be able to see the light on the other side. So you kind of stuck with the choice, like do I go back, or do I just keep pressing forward and just finish it out and get through it. And so just over the course of these 2 projects, it's kind of me expressing that metaphor through music of trying to get through this tunnel and just get back to the light.
You mentioned the soundtrack. You wanted it to be your first album, and then it became your 7th album. And listening to your music, it is it's thought-provoking lyrics. It always puts you in a certain state of frame of mind. Would you say that number 7 was like divine intervention?
It's crazy you say that, bro. I'm actually getting chills as you say that, because I definitely feel like a lot of times there'll be things that end up occurring. Even so, for instance, like there'll be times that I guess this is a prime example. I intended for this to be the first album. It ended up being number 7 being like the number of completion. And they say man plans and God laughs. So it's like, I wholeheartely believe a lot of times there'll be things that even I'll be doing that I don't recognize that I'm just a vessel for, until I look back and see like, man, like he was working through me on me at that point in time. So definitely I feel like this this era of music that I'm working on, there's a lot of synchronicities that I'm speaking to, or just noticing more so, because for instance, on the first track season, there's a track called Universal Law, and it's Universal YOU, and that's referencing kind of just the concept of these things that occur in the universe that may seem like serendipity, but the most important aspect to recognize is there is a force behind that being God. And so yeah, man, I definitely feel like there's a lot of things that this music has to offer outside of, again, just the the emotional connection that I hope people feel too, but certainly the spiritual as well.
Deep.
Y'all got to pardon me if I go on these tangents, man. It's been a while since
Hey,
I've been
man.
fucking with y'all, man.
We love when you show up here,
Listen.
because you give us
Hey,
that.
I'm gonna tell you the same thing I tell you every time. It's your goddamn show. I'm just pressing buttons, bro.
G Blakk came through with a word though. I'm sitting here like, okay,
But
amen.
that's the crazy part. For people who don't know, this ain't no like one time like he come through with. Every time he come through, my man's drop knowledge.
It's always something. It's
Which
always
is
something.
why I look forward to it. You know what I mean? Conversating with G Blakk is a different thing, man. You got to be receptive to a lot of different possibilities, because there's a lot of things he speak about that you might not think about in the moment, but after later on when it hit you, when you're sitting by yourself, you're like, damn, that was some shit. I did not see that coming. I'm itching to get to the track.
I was gonna say, if I can cut you off for 1 second, because I speaking to what you were just saying, that I definitely appreciate the fact that people, and I'm trying to think of like a way to say this and not sound egotistical, because that's not what I mean at all, but just say that I definitely appreciate when people say that conversations that I have with them are thought provoking and things like that. Cause that's, ultimately the goal that I feel like anybody should have when having conversations, is to try to stimulate each other's minds. But just more so, kind of leading into the track is like what I'm on now, man, is just, I feel like the most important intelligence is emotional intelligence. I've studied a lot of things. I'm well versed on a lot of things, but especially this past 2 years in my life has made me realize that it don't matter how much knowledge I have. If I can't process my own emotions, like it don't matter. I can spew off all the history and rap all the bars, but if I can't deal with what I'm going through, none of it matters. So, just even more so than anything, I just hope that people can connect and resonate with the emotional level of the music at this point.
That emotional rap needs to be out here because everything is so flexed, where
Yeah.
The
everything
negative.
gotta
It's the
be
negative. It's the negative.
but in the magnitude of negativity that we get from the music, where everything gotta be big chains, big car, big bitches, big booties, big titties, big house,
Right.
big. But
Yeah.
but honestly, how are you
Where's my
emotionally? So
where's
the emotion.
big asses? Big asses.
Here go this
This
guy.
nigga.
But
Pause.
how are you emotionally? So that's where that
Yeah.
emotional rap come in, where you are vulnerable enough to spill your feelings or to express how you feel about certain situations where some people are scared to even say it about a situation because they don't know how the outcome is going to be towards them.
Yeah.
Me personally, I say fuck it and speak your mind. So I'm here for the whole shebang bang.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm over here going preach, brother. Amen. Like I'm here for it. I may be on some crazy shit, but when you hear the good shit, you hear the good shit.
I appreciate it.
So
So
keep going.
let's look at what the shit discography. We got Promised Land.
Mm-hmm.
Still a fire joint, still holds weight. I mean, if you haven't
Still in
heard
my
Promised
playlist.
Land, you need to go hear Promised Land. We got Lights Down Low. Yeah, I mean that was a
Also
different.
in the
I
playlist.
mean, two different ends of the spectrum as far as emotions. Promised Land was I'm not gonna say a militant song, but it was, what I'm saying, a call to action. Yeah, I mean, it was a call to action. Black people, we need to think about what we doing and how we getting and where we going and how we can work together. Lights Down Low was a track that made you feel like, where am I at? Who am I? What is inside?
So, and sorry to correct you, but it's Lights Go Down. But
Sorry, I still like.
Lights Go Down is actually the track before Inside in terms of like the track listing of the album. So it plays in sequence. So just to say that, going back to the reference I was making about the tunnel, Lights Go Down would be like the equivalent of me walking into the tunnel and getting far enough now that I'm starting to see the light fade away. Inside is actually what's going on inside of the tunnel. Lights Go Down. I have a love-hate relationship with that particular record because even though it turned out to be a good record, it was a record that I actually wrote on the day that I was having like a really bad day. I was actually considering self-transition on that particular day, and I decided to write that song instead. And it was for lack of a better term to say, like a cry for help. And I have a love-hate relationship with it because it became it turned into a really dope visual, got some really good numbers. It became one of my more successful songs, and
It always take you back to that place, though, huh?
it kind of sucks because it's like people would hit me up and tell me like how much they like the song, and they send a playlist and all that, and it's like, that's cool and I appreciate that, but it wasn't really meant for that, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, I know it's a song,
Yeah.
so people are going to enjoy it that way, but it's like it wasn't really meant to be enjoyed, So it was more I needed help, and that's kind of where I came to the point of realizing that, I can't really look outward or seek that from others. I have to be able to deal with that for myself, which again plays into why Inside comes, following Lights Go Down.
Can I comment on that?
Yeah.
Can I comment on that? What you just said, man? So your song, "The Lights Go Down," like again, when you got people hitting you up, telling you that it touched them or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Then instead of you, personally, I ain't saying that this is how you should actually feel, but I would feel if I was in your position more like, okay, so if a lot of people felt this song, then a lot of people been in this place before, like me, you know what I'm saying? That's why
Mhm.
they feeling the song. So even if you are, I would say, seeking help, it would be more or less like, okay, well, just know that you're not the only person out here seeking help, and then imagine how many people that you can touch when you are pushing out information like that. Because again, like it's like you said, like we said, like you guys said earlier, man, a lot of people have mental illness, especially in the black community. You know what I'm saying? And we tough minded, so it's like shit, nigga, fuck that, nigga, I can handle this. I ain't gotta talk to nobody, la la la. But then when you hear a song, you're like, damn, I can relate to that. Like I feel everything bro saying, like So then at the end of the day, you push your stuff out there like that, people feeling me. Maybe I feel like you probably should just come with more of that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it's taking you
No,
back to a place,
no, you're absolutely right, Boom. But that's something that I had to get a place that I had to get to have that understanding, and that's kind of where I was able to expound on Lights Go Down and kind of build the project around that. But initially, it's kind of one of those things like when you're in that place, it's not really a matter of like the facts of the situation, because what you're saying is facts, but it's like when you're in that place, it's kind of like it's just the emotion of it. You just stuck in the feelings of it. So, and realizing as I'm getting through it that, like I was saying before, God put me in situations where I can't speak to things that I don't know from experience. I don't lie in my rap. So I feel like
right?
with this thing being, mental health in the Black community being something that I think is critically important, I couldn't
Mhm.
have spoken to these things had I not gone through them. So at the point that I'm putting the song out that Lights Go Down, and I'm, talking about sort of speaking to the fact that I'm, seeking help, even though that's what I felt like I needed in the moment. As I was saying, man, plans God laughs. So that was just what I was thinking, that I needed. But ultimately, I was going through that so I could get through it in order to, be able to speak to these things. So, like I said,
But
you're
you got,
right. But
but you got to put yourself in like the Black Jesus position. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, they beat Jesus ass. You know what I'm saying? He had to go through it. He didn't get his ass with that first, but he
no,
got his ass with that at the end. And
hey,
so
Pete,
at the end of the day,
on track season 1, it's a song called "They Killed Jesus," and this is what I be saying. Like he be moving through me, bro, and I don't even necessarily be. And that actually was dealing with mental health. So it's like I don't necessarily know what I'm doing sometimes in terms of like the overall message and methodology of it. I'm just a vessel too. So it's just a
everybody got a
matter.
purpose, man. You come
Yeah.
from you
So
come from Akron, man. You could have easily been one of them. Fuck that bitch. Fuck this nigga.
Yeah.
Nigga. You know what I'm saying? You could have been one of them,
So
man. You being used.
yeah,
to
sure.
speak to that track, I mean, the reason why it resonated with me because at the time I was going through some things, and I was listening to it. When you sent me the track, I was at work riding around on this little motorized thing, and then like a tear hit me, like I'm listening to it, and like just the way it started, you know, it felt like a different song.
That
You
shit
hear
was
so
supposed
many.
to be on a billboard.
I mean, you hear
We
so many
still getting
songs.
there. We still getting
We still
there.
getting there, but you hear so many songs that have quote unquote emotion. But I'm one of them people. If I can hear your pain on it, like, and I told you this. We talked about like I can hear the pain on the track. It means more because it meant it was real. It's coming from a place that resonated with me. To where, like I told you, that was one of my favorite tracks. But I know people is waiting. So, do you want to give them insight?
Yeah. Man. So um
These fingers itching. I already know.
I'm not gonna lie. I told my man
You
already. I
already
had it on repeat
cut
at work.
everybody off.
I just really
You already cut everybody. Oh, hold on. Hey, DC, this got to be the dude you was talking about. Hit you up at 6 in the morning, mad. You ain't listen to a song.
Nah,
No, man.
not that nigga. Let's
But
not
no,
ever
Yeah,
I
speak
just
on his
Uh,
name.
I just hope everybody can
this ain't his show.
I just
Nah.
hope everybody can hear the song, and like I was saying, more so than really trying to um because when I made Lights Go Down, I guess it was because of the fact that it was so unintentional as far as, you know, it being a musical piece. It was more so just me, you know, trying to speak. Whereas with this one is, you know, intended to at this point, I'm actually working on the album. I'm not honestly done with the album at this point, but you know, in building the album, it was intentional for, you know, this song to be one of the first songs that was presented. You know, that being said, it's kind of not to say nerve wracking. I can't really think of a good term. Like, it kind of makes me anxious a bit to see people's reaction or hear people's reaction to it, because I know I get pigeonholed as being like the conscious rapper and all of that. But I think more so than anything, man, I've always just been like the intellectual rapper. And like I say, at this point, I'm changing lanes, and the intellectualism is more emotional. Being emotionally intellectual. And so I just hope that people can you know, relate to the track, and hopefully they fuck with it, man. And hopefully it's something that can not only resonate with you on a personal level, but, you know, help you understand that other people are going through things as well, you know, even as they say, the strong.
All right, y'all. I
Let's
hope you
do it.
turn your shit up right now. Give me a chance to everybody turn your shit up. Relax, kick back. Here we go.
Confused.
I don't know what happened. Hold on. I'm pissed now because that shit was
Bro, I
jamming.
thought it was just me. Like, damn, we can't hear it too.
Pissed now. Technology, god damn it. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. Give me 1 second.
No, so
Cause
what I
y'all gotta
think
hear.
is, we didn't hear it. That's on the actual show, but the people that was watching do hear it.
I don't think they do.
No,
You got it
I
playing
get
over there too.
I was getting messages.
Oh,
no, I
okay.
didn't. And I don't know why that was doing that. Talk amongst yourselves. Bring something up real quick. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, it was straight. I had even went on Facebook and YouTube. It was straight silent.
Yeah.
I'm pissed now because technology is a bitch. Sometimes they want you to be great. I had this shit queued
You
up, ready
already
to
know
go,
it.
and then that shit happens. I apologize for that. I don't
No,
know
while
why.
D is getting that together, G, I do want to say something. When you were mentioning the boom earlier about lights go down,
Mhm.
and I'm sure we talked about it when you brought it on the last time, but being in that moment, that mental moment, and then you create this track. Not only is it, and this is just me stating, it seems like it's therapy for you as well as somebody else. Why God is talking to you through the music, so it's kind of you're the way, is what I'm saying.
No, you're exactly right, bro. Just in the sense that, like, I've realized that, like I was saying, a lot of times God will work through me in such a way that, like, I'll be just legitimately just trying to express myself, and that just be my intention behind it, not even knowing that that's him, trying to direct me down the path that I need to walk down in terms of my creative expression. And the purpose of that being is that it can touch and affect other people who are going through, the same or similar experiences. So um it's definitely been therapeutic. And at one point in time, early last year, the format of the album actually had to change because, well, I mean, it didn't have to change, but I changed it because um it was kind of set up like a therapy session. And then, Kendrick dropped Mr. Morale, and it was kind of like I didn't want to like bite the concept, but it was just showing that, the universe and God works in such a way that, he was expressing the same type of sentiments in terms of mental health and just things that he was dealing with, emotional baggage and things like that. And, just emotionally intellectual rap. Um, so yeah, man, I definitely feel like there's definitely aspects of it that are therapeutic, not only for myself, but also in terms of even, the presentation of it. Um, I won't speak too much to the actual, like, the format of the album, because it is something that, I do want people to just experience, because the format of the music also factors into, hopefully anyway, how it's received. Um, but yeah, I definitely feel like people, I hope people at least, again, if not, are able to walk away with something for themselves that allows them to at least walk away with the perspective that, now they can recognize in somebody else when they may be going through something or experiencing something they need help with. Because sometimes it is just a matter of, of you just needing somebody to talk to, or just needing somebody to recognize. I saw one time, I can't even remember where I heard this story, but it was a story about somebody who had decided to self-transition, and in their the letter they wrote before they left, they said that if one person smiles at me before I go, in self-transition, then I won't do it. And, obviously the outcome turned out to be as it did. So just to show that all it would have taken for that person was just one smile, and they didn't get that. And just to show it's really legitimately the little things, and those
Yeah.
things may have a bigger effect on people. So if it is just a matter of me, making a song that is extremely vulnerable in a genre of music that doesn't necessarily herald that, and champion that's something that I'm willing to do, because I recognize, that being able to just impact that one person is more meaningful than some macho machismo or some type of, I got to be
Right.
a strong black man, I can't be. Nah, man, I be fucked up sometimes too, like, a lot of times. And um I just recognize that, God puts us through those valleys, and the valleys only get us as low as, the mountain peaks are high. So we go through the lows so we can experience the highs, and, just appreciate every moment.
That's what's up.
All right. Can y'all hear
Got it.
this?
Yep.
Loud and clear.
Okay. Mute your motherfucking mics, people.
As I sit here in this dark room and watch tears fall like a monsoon, can't help but contemplate my doom. Use my tears to heal my wounds. And it cuts deep, got life feeling like fuck me. Anxiety, no days off, in public feeling like Chuck D. Make it hard for me to trust me, cause my mind trying to self-destruct me. Now my inside on the outside, when I cry for help, please clutch me. Gotta fight the waves, trying to keep my head held above sea. As I hold on, the show goes on for everybody else but me. As a black man, you shouldn't feel pain. Express that and you feel shame. You just post a note, when it overflow, hold on to hope things will change. But it don't though, now I'm stuck praying that hope floats. Gotta hold close before I go ghost. Trying to find peace, I want no smoke. Just wanna heal the pain. When I step out, I just feel the rain. Got me stressed out and I feel insane. And the worst part that I'm still to blame. When I point the finger, got 3 fingers pointed back at me. That's how it is now. My question is, do it have to be?
You think it's a game?
Yes.
Get fired on these bitches one time.
Yo, I've heard that
Yo,
song 10 times and it still hits me the same every goddamn time. I fucking love that track. And I know it's not, I have no words, bro. We already spoke on
it's
it.
kind
You know
of
what I
rare that
mean?
we get speechless around here these parts. That's kind of a rare thing for us, but it is. G, we've known each other for a while. I can honestly say that you've always come off to me almost like a kung fu master. Like your style, different is different, but it's always something behind it. It's there. Like, oh, you want this track, but guess what? I'm about to put you something. I'm gonna put a message behind it so you get the point. You know, consistently, because you are. Like you mentioned Kendrick and Mr. Morale. And I said, we need more of that. You know, it may not be so much biting style, but like Savage said earlier, we need that emotional type of music from our people. Just basically say, hey, yeah, we going through it. We need to know that we not alone.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. It's I can't lie, it's definitely in particular just fleshing out this entire project. It was hard to get over the hurdle of feeling like, you know, because even when it comes to like, you know, people speaking like we about our emotional situations or mental health and stuff, we have this phrase that we use of like a safe space. And you know, it was kind of like hard for me to feel like the music was a safe space for me. So I had to kind of. So, for instance, like the opening lines inside is like, as I sit here in this dark room and watch tears fall like a monsoon. So it's like I kind of literally had to put myself in like a vacuum in my own mind to feel comfortable enough to express these things. Because again, by this point, I realized they need to be expressed, but it's still those hurdles of feeling like, a sense of embarrassment and not being able to be, mentally strong all the time and being vulnerable. But, then I have to sit back and think, the greatest show of power is restraint. And, sometimes while that is true, it works conversely. And sometimes the greatest show of power is expression. And I just felt like, in order for me to really be, that Kung Fu master, I really have to do like Bruce Lee said and be like water. And, sometimes water has to flow and to do so, it has to be soft, and that's kind of the perspective that I've been going at it from, and just, again, hoping that people can connect and relate. And, unfortunately, if these things resonate with people, it's because they've gone through things, but hopefully if it does resonate, it helps them feel, less alone in it.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a hand clap going. People want to hear it again. I asked, show of hands, who want to hear it again, man. So, I'm all about giving the people what they want. 5-hand salute, man.
You definitely can run that back.
I definitely, like I said, man, I fucking love this track. When I heard it the first time, I told you I had it on repeat. I was not playing. It's something about the melody that relaxes you, but also raises you up.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I don't know where you get your hooks from, bro, but you got to be like like you find some not like, saying some different tracks, man. Like this one, it hits different. I had my head down for a minute because I mean, Earl, man, shut your little fry ass eating up. I'm gonna run it back.
Go ahead and cry, DC. Go ahead and cry.
Motherfucking monologue.
Yeah,
This nigga Earl, I gotta fuck shit up, Earl. All right, but no, we about to run that back, man, because I definitely want the people to hear this again, man. This same track, real quick. We gonna run and take it from the top. Mute your mics.
As I sit here in this dark room and watch tears fall like a monsoon, can't help but contemplate my doom, use my tears to heal my wounds. And it cuts deep, got life feeling like fuck me. Anxiety, no days off, in public feeling like Chuck D. Make it hard for me to trust me, cause my mind trying to self-destruct me. Now my inside on the outside, when I cry for help, please clutch me. Gotta fight the waves, trying to keep my head held above sea. As I hold on, the show goes on for everybody else but me. As a black man, you shouldn't feel pain. Express that and you feel shame. You just post a note, when it overflow, hold on to hope things will change. But it don't though, now I'm stuck praying that hope floats. Gotta hold close before I go ghost, trying to find peace, I want no smoke. Just wanna heal the pain. When I step out, I just feel the rain. Got me stressed out and I feel insane. And the worst part that I'm still to blame. When I point the finger, got 3 fingers pointed back at me. That's how it is now. My question is, do it have to be?
Yo, what I do want to say though is because we are exclusively premiering it here and it's not going to be streaming. One thing that I'm doing with this particular project, leading up to soundtrack 2, is I'm just trying to, especially with it being such a personal project, I'm trying to directly connect with the fans, man. I'm trying to really get away from the streaming services. Ultimately, is the goal. Because truth be told, man, we get paid fucking pennies on the dollar, like literally fractions of a penny, actually. Like it's fucking insane. But that being the case, man, if y'all just text me at that number 330-899-3763, just shoot me a text, and I'm sending out the track to anybody that texts me. So that way we can go ahead and get the music to the people directly without having to worry about the streaming services and all the bullshit that come with that. So again, if y'all want that track, just text me 330-899-3763, and I'll get it over to you.
Let me say something, right? The first time I couldn't hear it, so I had to go to YouTube to hear it when it played. That beat is fucking ridiculous. Let's just start there.
Right.
That like DC said, it's a vibe that it gives you, and I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't really like music where it makes me go like this. Like if I gotta bop my head too fast, I feel weird.
Yeah.
It's not it. But listening to what you said, it definitely resonates. But when you say you in the public like Chuck, man, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I didn't know if I dated myself with that bar. Like, man, I ain't even gonna know.
Hey, but you know how many people not gonna know what the fuck you're talking about?
Right,
That shit
yeah.
gonna go like this.
Yeah.
It's gonna fly over. That shit hit. I said, oh, okay. Come on. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that, because I was wondering,
But
like, damn, I wonder if they gonna catch that.
Yeah,
a lot of people not. A lot of people not. If you got the younger people listening, they're not gonna catch it. But
that's all right. They be all right. Listen to the song.
They're gonna ask. They're gonna ask somebody like, "Who's Chuck? Who's Chuck D?"
Right.
Who's that?
There's a metaphor in there that, you know, my tears heal my wounds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That line itself gives me chills. Not in a bad way. It's just the way you frame this, you know, it makes you think. Like, so many people sit alone crying and as their tears hit their skin, you know what I'm saying? It's therapeutic sometimes, and people don't realize, you know, how you feel after that good cry.
Yeah.
You know, especially as a man, because you're not supposed to cry. You're not supposed to, you know, tears not supposed to hit your face if they your own. They're not supposed to. You know, and I normally don't, you know what I'm saying, in this moment after hearing that song. And the crazy part is I heard it at work and it felt different at work than it do right now. Yeah. Maybe it's because we live, you know what I mean? And I got you in front of me so I can, you know what I mean, and tell you this, you know what I'm saying, like, not face to face, but you know what I mean? Right. That song hits differently the more you listen to it. And that's what, and we talked about this before, that's what a good song's supposed to do. The first time you hear it, you're not going to catch everything. But it's a good song. After 10 times, you're going to hear 10 different things every single time. And that's what a good song is supposed to do. It's supposed to elicit feelings. It's supposed to elicit thoughts. It's supposed to make you think about something every single time. There's a line at the end. Every time I point out, there's 3 fingers pointing back at me. Why is that?
It's supposed to make me want to fuck a bitch. No, I'm
Nigga.
just playing.
The
No,
movie,
hey, that's on the
man.
next album, Boom.
Like,
That's the next album, bro.
That's the next album. Okay, all right.
just
Next
for you,
album.
Boom. Just
All
for
right.
Just for
you.
you. The party track is coming. But I
But
mean,
that's real though, DC. Like that that shit. If it's a good song, every time you listen to it, you're gonna catch a different bar that you didn't hear the first time, or you're like, "What the? When the hell?" Now I'm over here rewinding shit. That man, listen. Yeah, send me. I'm gonna have to text you. Let me get that track.
Yeah,
Well,
Damn.
no, I appreciate that again, y'all, because like I said,
so
I was a little nervous in terms of just really putting myself out there like that. But like I say, sometimes you have to just be willing to um sacrifice yourself and put yourself on the line and just put yourself out there, because it may not be as big of a sacrifice as it seems, in terms of you may not get crucified, you may actually get embraced. And lights go down definitely helped me to realize that. And like I said, it really helped shape the narrative for this next project, and really the next phase of and chapter of my career going forward, honestly, because I don't think that, because even going back to like Promised Land is off of an album called Black Flag. Like I have a whole nother album done outside of the two that I'm putting out this year, but that's an album that was made in the last chapter, the last era of me making music. And not to say that I'm not proud of the work, because y'all heard Promised Land and it's a dope track, and honestly
definitely.
it's honestly my least
Yeah.
favorite track on that album, to be honest with you. But just to say that
that's crazy.
yeah, right. But just to say that I just realized, man, that there's so much more important things to talk about than to continue to keep reiterating the same points. And another thing that I've had to come to accept is sometimes you just have to simplify and repeat. So even though it may seem like what I'm speaking to now may be something different, because it's emotionally intelligent as opposed to being intellectually intelligent, it still speaks to the same point of where we as a people need to go, whether that's black men, whether that's humans in general. We need to evolve and become better. And a lot of times maybe trying to appeal to somebody's heart is a more effective way to communicate with somebody, as opposed to trying to change the way they think. So I just feel like we all tend to go through the same range or spectrum of emotions, and if I can connect with somebody on that level, then maybe then we can start to have the intellectual conversation. So again, I'm just happy that that the track resonate with y'all in such a way that it impacts y'all to where y'all feel like you catching new things every time. And even that, to say that the track is something to where I intended it to be, to connect with people on an emotional level, and y'all catching bars. So it's like, that's dope. Like to see that there's two things can be true at the same time is that's dope as well.
I asked the people on a silent away from the, because I didn't want everybody to see it. I asked the people if they wanted to hear it again, and 90% of the people said hell yeah. 10% of the people said fuck yeah. So
Nigga.
some pretty good odds, bro.
Nigga.
I'm sorry, I love this fucking song.
Oh, shit.
We got a few more things to hit, but before we do that, one last time.
This nigga.
One last time. And we're gonna retire it for tonight. One last time. Mute your motherfucking mics, people. There might be somebody who ain't heard it yet. Been living under a rock. This is new Inside from G Black. Damn, I didn't hit the post on that, but I'm sorry. Let's do that one more time. So for y'all who out there, man, make sure y'all text my man at the number on the screen to get this track.
I feel
As I sit here in this dark room and watch tears fall like a monsoon, can't help but contemplate my doom. Use my tears to heal my wounds. And it cuts deep, got life feeling like fuck me. Anxiety, no days off, in public feeling like Chuck D. Make it hard for me to trust me, cause my mind trying to self-destruct me. Now my inside on the outside, when I cry for help, please clutch me. Gotta fight the waves, trying to keep my head held above sea. As I hold on, the show goes on for everybody else but me. As a black man, you shouldn't feel pain. Express that and you feel shame. You just post a note, when it overflow, hold on to hope things will change. But it don't though, now I'm stuck praying that hope floats. Gotta hold close before I go ghost. Trying to find peace, I want no smoke. Just wanna heal the pain. When I step out, I just feel the rain. Got me stressed out and I feel insane. And the worst part that I'm still to blame. When I point the finger, got 3 fingers pointed back at me. That's how it is now. My question is, do it have to be?
Hey, I just want to say something right quick, man. Shout out G Black on this song, man. The song was fire, man. Don't get it twisted, man. But when you say you ain't supposed to express yourself as a black man, I'm gonna tell you something right quick, man. I have been getting tried a lot my whole life because I always express myself. Number one, I hate when people be on that, oh, you emotional or you in your feelings, because it's like, nigga, what the fuck is you when you happy? You know what I'm saying? When you happy, ain't you in your fucking feelings? Like when you sad, ain't you in your feelings? So when you get mad, you in your feelings. So we gonna just make it. We gonna emphasize you being mad as you being in your feelings. Like you ain't just was smiling 10 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying? Like you was in your feelings 10 minutes ago. That's the case. Like, but so I always express my feelings, man. I'm always a loud person. You know what I'm saying? I always like, nigga, fuck it, nigga. I'm gonna tell you how I feel. Some people don't like that shit. Whatever, man. But as you said, as a black man. You're not supposed to. I'm gonna tell y'all now, man. Start expressing yourselves, man. Fuck how somebody else feel, man. If they ain't put no shoes or no socks on your feet, no drawers on you, man, no clothes on your back, they ain't feeding you, man. No matter how they fucking feel, express yourself because you'll be to express yourself on somebody and have your ass locked up, man. So let that shit out before you be to hurt somebody. That's my point of view
Boom,
on
boom.
that.
I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you cut it down a little bit as far as the verbiage. Just say if you ain't feeding, fucking, or financing me, then what do I give a fuck?
Well, ain't nobody fucking no. Well, no, I got you. If you ain't feeding fucking finances, fuck how you feel.
Speaking
For real.
of financing, you got a memoir coming out.
Yeah, man, we got a lot in the pipeline. Just
It's
even outside of the music, to be honest.
and,
Like I said,
bro, real quick,
yeah.
you a motherfucker. I don't know where you find the time, so selfish, so I don't know where you find the time, bro.
That is a lot.
No, you don't even know. You got some shit. Let's talk about some of the shit you got outside of music coming down the pipeline. So you got a memoir coming out.
Yes.
Yes, this nigga so.
Oh yeah,
no,
no,
he's like,
so,
yeah, nigga, you know, working on a book, bro. Yes, but it's
so
just,
yeah, no.
some things don't die. A memoir.
So Some Things Don't Die is a song off of the soundtrack One. It was a song I made dedicated to my mom. I typically, when I start my songs, I start with like the song title and I build from there. I'm like an architect in that way. It's like my blueprint. But just to say that Some Things Don't Die was a song that I wrote for my mom, and it was kind of like I would think about my mom and I would be sad, and it started to make me feel like bad in a way, in the sense that my mom never made me feel sad. So I felt like I was doing her a disservice by even feeling that way. So I decided to make a song that was uplifting, that when I did feel sad, it would kind of be more of a reminder of who she was. And so Some Things Don't Die is the title of the book comes from that particular song. And the line in the hook says, some things don't die, trust, because love is not flesh. Death can't take what love gives. And so it kind of like playing on that idea that, that as much as, we can love somebody and experience the beauty and the light that they bring into our life. And then, when they transition, we feel like that light is gone. But I heard this saying shortly after my mom passed that said, you can't lose or you can only lose what you have. You can't lose who you are. And it just resonated with me in the sense that it made me understand that I am, my mom. I am everything that, she believed and everything that, she wanted me to be and knew that I could be. So just going into the book, the Some Things Don't Die memoir is kind of like just referencing the fact that my mom was always like my biggest fan and my biggest supporter and biggest believer. And the book is basically just about the memoir of a dreamer and the things that it takes to achieve the dream and the things that you have to persevere through. And there's aspects of it that I'm still working on touching up or whatever, but just generally the book is pretty much done. Again, that's going to be coming out probably around the same time as the soundtrack too. I'm working on potentially packaging them together because I feel like it's really tied to the storyline and theme of that particular album. But that's down the line. We still got to get this project out first. But yeah, definitely, man. Some Things Don't Die memoir. That's the first book off my my publishing division. Wellverse Publishing. So yeah, we definitely got some books. We got a lot of shit, bro.
Hold the fuck up. So, brother, I'm gonna tell you something. I thought I worked hard. I thought I didn't sleep, but then I forget there's you.
Oh, I don't sleep, bro.
I know, because I be seeing you up, man. I be seeing it be your green light be on and bumping. Wellverse Publishing, you got a book coming out. Jesus Christ, we are so far behind, people. If y'all ain't got y'all, we so far behind G Black. Okay,
We slacking like
yeah.
a motherfucker.
Okay, so now we got to get into Capsule 2, the Blue Period.
All right, so last year I put out some hoodies with the GOAT logo, and my dude Adrian Burns did them. Shout out to Adrian Burns.
Yes.
Where with that I was kind of really trying to establish like the process of doing merch and what it takes to get a capsule out and these different things. But so with Capsule 2, the Blue Period, again, is tying into the era of music that I'm in right now, in terms of like the messaging and everything. So with Capsule 2, I guess I can't really get into it without having the pieces to like show y'all stuff, but just to say that it's going to tie heavily into, again, what I was expressing previously about emotional intelligence, and also just coming up with dope ways to not just have merch for projects or I'm sorry, merch that come out around the time of projects, but actually have them be their own standalone thing. So outside of just like the hoodies, we got socks, we got all type of shit, man. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be something different. There's an idea that I've had for a while, and I'll spill the beans because I don't even know if I can even trademark it at this point. But I've had this idea for a while called merchandise exclusive music, which basically is like what we're gonna do is there's gonna be particular pieces in the capsule that have songs attached to them that you can only get this particular song by getting this particular piece of merchandise. So just to kind of like incentivize and to make it dope to where, so say for instance, like it's like the logo is a QR code, so you scan the logo and that's how you get the music. And that way you can even make it to where it's democratized to where you can share it with somebody else if you so inclined to do. But yeah, man, we got a lot of different things we cooking up.
Scam my shirt, bro. Scam my shirt, bro.
That can potentially work. And the reason why, like, there's literally
y'all
like
sleeping. It's working.
blind mystery boxes that people get exclusive if you're a part of that community. So yeah, that could work.
Yeah. No, let me know too, man. Cause nigga, let me know. Cause nigga, I'm gonna be going to all these motherfucking stops. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just be, hey, scan my shirt. So let me know how much I gotta cost, how much it's gonna cost, how much I gotta see. Cause I'm gonna pay for it. I don't want no discount or nothing. And bet not nobody else. I don't give a damn
Hell
cousin,
That's
no.
brother,
right.
auntie.
Yo,
We
That's
ain't doing
right.
no discounts,
That's
nigga. So
no,
right.
let me know how much it's
No
gonna cost.
hookups. None
I'm
of
gonna
that.
get
and you
that
gotta
bitch.
pay full
I'm gonna walk
price.
around with it. Ain't full price, shipping and
That's
handling,
Full
right.
all that.
tax, my
And
You
I'm gonna
nigga.
paying
get you together,
shipping,
and I'm gonna walk
tax, all
around,
that.
and I'm
Stop
gonna have
looking for
everybody
the
scared in
hookup.
my shirt. No
Stop
hookups.
looking
We
for the
Let me
swear.
ask
hookup.
you this. Let me ask you this because my head's spinning, brother. You cease to amaze me. Like every time you on a different level. My brother even getting into skincare. You motherfuckers is about to get unasked you, man. Ab original essentials.
Skin
Bright black
beaming.
skincare products. Bright black skincare products.
Give him a
My man is
applause. Give him the
my
sound
man
effect.
is in every goddamn territory.
That's amazing. Keep
My
going.
man
Another one.
said,
Another
fuck a
one.
lane, I'm driving a Mack truck through everyone.
A Mack truck. That nigga in a monster truck rolling over
He's in a
cars.
Brinks. Let's talk about Aboriginal essentials.
So one thing that I got a little pimple here, so I can't really back up. No,
And it works, people.
one thing people always compliment me on is the clarity of my skin, and that's something that I think comes from my mom and my grandma's side. But just to say that, just in general, as Black people, we know that the saying "Black don't crack" or whatever. So
They do swell sometimes.
right, I was trying to I've been just trying to think of like different ways to impact our community in a positive way and in a way that is natural, and I'm not about to I don't want to be the rapper to partner with the liquor brand or no shit like that. And beyond that, I'm really trying to do my own thing. But just to say that I just want to do things that speak to, health and wellness and, things like that. And even down to, the Wellverse Publishing being, the essentially the book company, just, again, intellectual wellness. We have to get to a place to where we take care of ourselves in totality. And that goes from everything from from our skin to our minds to even the things that we ingest. Like once I figure out a way to get some of those hundreds of millions of acres from Bill Gates, then we're gonna get into farming
I know
and all
that's
that
right.
too.
Right.
Because
Hey,
it's
we
about
need
the
to
food we
farm because
ingest.
eggs cost $1 million a carton. We gotta
Bruh.
get some chickens. Shit is crazy.
But yeah, no, we just I'm just trying to get into things and do things that that again impact us on a level that it's an everyday, not necessarily pay attention to it or necessarily view it as an opportunity. But I want to say they say you need like 7 streams of revenue to become a millionaire or whatever. So I'm just trying to get my revenue streams up.
I feel you because not only that, this one hurt me, but I know I'm gonna be there. What the shit gonna join the Indigo network. We try to, with that. You got the Abstract Original podcast coming down the pipeline. Like so many things, bro. And I'm not hating because you know me, I want to see you win. I'm happy. Like, you know what I mean? Like I read all this and like I said, my head's spinning because that's so much. Like you do so much. And it's crazy to say that, but it ain't impossible because you're doing it. So the Abstract Original podcast. Let's jump into that.
So that's something that I'm looking to launch probably third quarter. So and honestly, that's about when the soundtrack 2 is coming.
Look, he talking business.
Third quarter. Y'all niggas don't know. If you ain't never heard third quarter, you talking business. So the projections are up in the first quarter. The second quarter looking good. By third quarter, the money coming in. The fourth quarter, we eating.
So no, by like around sometime this fall, beginning end of summer, sometime beginning of fall. I'm looking to come with the Abstract Original podcast. But that's a part of the launch to really put together the platform for the Indigo Network. And essentially what that is just a podcast network. What I realized, and just speaking to what you were saying about how it's even possible to do it all, what I realized is that from building the Abstract Original as my production company and being the first division of the overall company Indigo, is that it's all really the same thing. It's not really different. It's I mean, it permeates itself as different as making this song as opposed to making that song. They're two different songs, but the process to do them is the same process. And that's really the same thing with anything. It's just a matter of, once you understand the fundamentals and framework of how businesses operate, then you just overlay what the business is on top of that. So what I've been working on doing is just building the foundation to support all these essentially multi-divisional entertainment conglomerate, essentially. And when I just switch from one thing to the next thing, it's just a matter of just picking up, what's those like the overhead things they used to lay on to put on the projectors.
Oh yeah,
you know how you can like stack them over and they have like different stuff. So it's just essentially that. So for instance, what I realized, I was actually talking to my dude the other day, and he said something, and it was dope because it was a realization I had, but it was the first time I heard somebody else speak to it. And he was saying, because we were talking about the Indigo Network also, it was a meeting we were having, and he was saying that streaming. Oh no, this is what he said. He said podcasters are the new rappers. And I'm like, bro, you don't realize how right you are, because podcasters are the new rappers. So peep this. I realized this in a different way, though. I wasn't looking at it like podcasters are the new rappers, but it got to the same point. What I realized was the record labels are becoming the streaming companies. And it started with when you have like Jimmy Iovine moving over to Apple Music and stuff like this, and all the CEOs basically moving over to Spotify, and actually all the record labels essentially own stock in Spotify. But in realizing that, I'm seeing that, okay, well, they're moving over to become the record labels at the streaming services. Meanwhile, the podcasters are the new rappers. So the podcasters are signing to these labels, being the streaming services, and they getting caught up in the same bullshit ass deals that the rappers got caught up with on the labels. Now, in the meantime, what that does is allow for the rise and advent of what would be the alternative to that, because what happens is once the streaming services then become record labels, then it's kind of like the example he used was like that what's the recycle, like the triangle with the arrows going around. So it's like everybody's moving positions, and like now the independent artist has the ability to move into the space of becoming essentially what the record labels used to be, and this time we have the ability to do it the right way. And so I guess I can't really go too far down the line of what the whole plan is.
Don't give a plan.
Yeah, but just to say that we putting ourselves in position to take control and take the power back. And this is one of the reasons why y'all need to text me at 330-899-3763 so y'all can not only get that song, but y'all can stay in the loop on what we're doing, because we definitely it's a revolution in terms of taking control and taking ownership, and whether that be from a level of the podcasting level, whether that be on the level of the music, it's just a matter, or even on the level of our mental health and wellness, man. We have to take ownership and control of all of that, because we speak to all the terrible things that's going on in our communities, and we know we can point to a lot of the influence coming from entertainment and music and all of this, but we still continue to perpetuate these systems that allow these things to operate. And as long as record labels and streaming services exist, they're going to be worried about the bottom line, not the community. So the bottom line is we need to worry about the community. So if we take control of it ourselves, then we can implement the things that we want to see and essentially have the control to course correct all the errors that are being made and trying to influence the kids, because essentially actually they are the future. So, that's ultimately what the goal is.
I just want to tell you, be careful, man. You got a lot of knowledge, bro. You're very conscious. You know what I'm saying? So just be careful, man, because people is out here and they trying to nip shit in the bud with people who are definitely. I don't want to use the word woke because it's like, I guess everybody use it or whatever, but
well versed.
There you go.
And it's like they trying to stop that as quick as they can, man. So when you start talking about how revolutions and starting our own and taking power and taking control, those are like red flags words to them. You know what I'm saying? So So I just want you to be careful, man, and
True
stay
fact.
to keep your mind open, man. Keep your eyes open.
Oh no, for sure. I appreciate that, bro. And what I'll say is this is and it's not even meant to like sound like no super hard gangster shit or nothing like that, but I'm not afraid of death. So that's never been a fear of mine. I've always honestly embraced the idea of dying for what I believe in, because we all gonna die. If I get the chance to die for something that I believe in, that's dope. I take that,
It's
you
the
know.
You know,
it's
you
the
went
next
out. You
level,
went
and
out right.
Yeah.
it's the next and it's the next level anyway. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and
Like
you know,
it's the next level.
and I feel like God put everybody in position to do what we're here to do and intended to do. So, you know, if that is a matter of like how Tupac said, I may not be the person who changes the world, but I guarantee I'll spark the mind of the person who does. And
Right.
you know,
Mm.
maybe the world hasn't changed yet, maybe it's changing, who knows? But I feel wholeheartedly that whoever is in position to do so, or whatever people, because maybe it isn't just one person, Pac is going to have that influence because of the fact that in his 24, 25 years of life, he left not only a legacy in terms of his music, but in terms of what it meant to be a man who stood for something, who believed in
Right.
something, who
Yeah.
who had visions and
Right.
dreams of a better, not only for himself, but for his people. And so again,
Because
if
after all these years, he's still in everybody's top five. Like out all these years, he's still top five. Everybody.
you know, and I'll be completely honest, and maybe it's a hot take, but Pac's catalog ain't even like the greatest
It's not.
aspect of him for real. I feel
Mm-mm.
It's
like,
not.
No, it's
you
not.
know,
It's
Everything
not.
else he
Mm.
did.
No.
And a lot of people
yeah.
didn't
So
get
I,
that.
so I just feel like again, if you know, if my fate is to fall victim to the powers that be in terms of them wanting to suppress something, I just ultimately know that's a part of God's plan as well. So you know,
Big
I
facts.
embrace it.
Amen, brother.
That's great.
Hey, my
Yo,
phone dying,
Savage
so
is
thanks for
breathless at
having me
this
on
point. She
here,
don't know
DC,
what to say.
man.
You
My
see,
phone
now
fucking
y'all
dying.
know I ain't never
I love
quiet.
y'all.
I
Y'all
really
stay
don't know
serious. Y'all
what to
stay true.
say. I'm here listening because
Me and D
I'm
used
never
to it.
quiet.
Me and D used to it. We just like,
I'm
yo,
never quiet.
he leave
G
the
Black,
speechless.
G Black, you didn't see me on this podcast. You know I'm not quiet. I'm just so the shit that you're saying is like
next level.
it's fuck
It's
Mind
it's
blowing. Mind opening.
absolutely 100% because I just had a conversation about a dream I had of where I see myself in a whole fucking on set, got a crew, blah blah blah, with this podcast and shit. So when you said podcasters is the new rappers, that's what rappers was essentially trying to do, get
Yeah.
seen and put out there and things like that. So you saying
stay
this shit, I'm like,
independent,
yo,
people.
that shit that you're saying is like, yo,
Stay independent,
I need to
people.
do. Oh, and trust me, it wasn't with like a major anything. This was me building from
Oh yeah,
sitting right here
Yeah.
in my bedroom
it's
to now I'm
possible.
sitting in a studio. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you saying that God has a purpose for you, and a friend of mine broke it down and said everybody's not meant to work a 9 to 5.
No,
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? And I said, it took me 34, well, not the whole 34, but it took me these years to be like,
sometimes.
it took
It
me
took
a
you some
little
time to
bit.
figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah. That I'm like, yo, you're true. Absolutely true. Every time I work for somebody, I'm like, yo, like, man,
Same.
nah, fuck this shit. So listening to you is helping me figure out some shit that I already had in my mind
You
to
got your
do
ears
for this
all open.
year. Listen, because y'all know I don't listen.
We
I
know.
hear them, but I
I
don't
know.
listen.
Yeah, we know. Your ears
But
hole
G
ain't
Black, you
always
really got
open.
me like this. I'm like, oh shit.
And that's the point of
Preach.
a
Oh
good.
wait, all that's missing is her sitting on the bed with her legs kicking like this.
Right. Hey, you
But
silly.
that's the point of a good conversation, and that's the reason why I love this show.
Right.
Not because of me. It's because we get to have dope ass people and we get to have these conversations. You know what I mean? So if you want to hear more of these conversations, you got to make sure you text that number and he'll get back to us. You know what I'm saying? Text that number on the
Listen.
screen.
Right.
But no, man, it's always a good time. G Black know this is his home. You know what I'm saying? Anytime. I don't care what it is. I used to have this quote. I wasn't allowed to say for a while. If you're hawking fish, come hawk it here. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the place that we want to have that conversation. I am so looking forward to everything that we talked about, man. You have so much coming down the pipeline. It's crazy. But we gonna support it here all day long because that's what we do. But it's important that we do it because, again, when we have dope people who lend not only their time but their knowledge, we've had so many people come on this show and drop knowledge that I'm surprised that some of you motherfuckers ain't picked nothing up yet. Ear holes
They're a
ain't
little
listening.
slow with it. They're a little slow
It's
with
cool.
it. Don't worry.
It's cool. It's
But-
gonna hit you later on. Once you
It's
turn
gonna
this
catch
off,
up to him.
and you go to
It's
pick
like
up that
it's
corn
that
on the
line. It's like
cob. You go
old boy
take
from
that bite.
40-year-old virgin. He a little slow with it, but he catching
But
on.
he catching on. Yes, exactly. Just like
It is
that.
what it is. It's cool. I think Boom got up out of here, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove him. But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming here, man. Again, that track is just
Once
yeah,
again,
man.
One
But
Set the
time,
I
stage,
one
didn't
time.
expect nothing less. Y'all know what time it is, people. It's time for them parting shots. Let me get this up on the screen, even though I've been fucking up all night long.
I don't think
Parting.
you know what you're doing.
It's
We
been a
need
long.
we need a new producer.
It's been a long day. My shit ain't working like it's supposed to. But see, that's what happens. That's the beauty of live. Sometimes you get to make mistakes so people can come in, and catch it on the rebound. I ain't saying I
We
did
need a
that on
new producer,
purpose,
guys.
but I'm just saying, I wanted to let the people make sure the people got the song. That was
Our
what's more
producer is
important.
trash right now.
Shut the
We
hell
don't
up.
say
Let
it.
me talk. Jesus Christ. You're fired. But no,
Damn it.
now you got
Damn
time to go build that studio. No, I was playing.
Hey,
I'm that kind of boss. I'm gonna give you. Here's your opportunity to go be somebody. Get out there.
Luckily, this ain't the only thing my face is on. This is not the only place my face on, so I think I'm
I know.
right.
You good. You got about 5 shows. I got one. But I'm gonna work this motherfucker to death. But no, I appreciate G Blakk, man. I appreciate your time. For y'all who don't know, parting shot is that last chance for everybody to, what I'm saying, let you know what's going on and what they got going. G Blakk got so much going on, but I still want to give him a chance to tell you again. In fact, let me take this down so we make sure y'all get that number. There y'all go. G Blakk, man, talk to the people.
Well, first of all, man, thank y'all again for just opening up the platform and just always being receptive and being a place that allows not only myself but creators who have something to share, just something to say, a platform. So I definitely always appreciate that. For my parting shot, what I want to say is just kind of speaking again to the concept of some things don't die, because that's really on my heart right now to speak to. I think that there's a lot of times when people have ideas or they'll have desires and things that they want to do, ambitions, and they'll be bogged down by things like life or their age or financial situation, personal situation they're going through. And sometimes it's legitimate. If you don't have the finances to do something, that can hold you back from doing things. But what I've come to realize is that even if I don't have the money to execute the move right now, it's nothing stopping me from getting a pen and a piece of paper and writing it down and planning it and putting myself in position to, when that check do hit, now I can go make that move because I already have the plan in place. So just to say that, we may not have the most ideal situations, but we can't allow those things, those circumstances, real or perceived, to hold us back from, the glory that God has for us. And, whether that's, again, something that, you feel like that society tells you that you can't do because, men aren't supposed to go into skincare, what I'm saying? Like, people over 30, 35 ain't supposed to still be chasing their dreams, and ambitions to be, rappers and entertainers and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I look at it like this, like, we are able to do anything that we put our minds to and anything that we put the work into. And if that means that I have to overcome perceived obstacles, or if I have to exceed what people believe as being possible for somebody who fits into whatever box I fit into, then shit, I'll be the first one through the wall. Y'all can put my name up there as the first to do this because y'all didn't think it was possible. That's fine. So, just to say, for everybody who has, anything in their heart and their mind that they feel like they want to do, just know that you can do it, you can achieve it. And everybody who says anything contrary to that, just use that as the fuel to motivate you to get there and prove them wrong.
You think it's a game? Get fired on these bitches one time.
Thank you, Kev. As always,
That
man.
was it. Nobody else has a parting shot. That was it.
No. You don't get
Over.
out that easy. I was always the one following the fire, and I always proved my medal. Now it's your turn.
Yeah, Savage, I was about to say, because you after him.
God damn it. Well, how?
I don't know, but you can figure something out on the fly. But no, Black man, as always, man, the wisdom, the knowledge, the power, the music, the abstract concept, man, you live it, you walk that, and you are that. I always appreciate talking to you. I always appreciate, you know what I'm saying, seeing what you got going on. It's always a good time for you.
Thank you, bro.
Savage, talk to the people now.
She like, you motherfuckers.
I just wanna start off by saying I hate being the only female because I'm always first. Besides, when it's a
ladies
guest,
first, ladies first.
when it's not a guest, I'm first, right? Then when it's a guest, I'm right after the guest, and then when you have a guest like this, what the
Women's
fuck do you
rights.
say?
If I put you last, I'll be a dick. Look at this asshole. He always got the girl going last and shit, man. Now all the women is
But nah,
boycotting the show because I got you going last.
We got one female up there, and she behind.
The
all
only
the
girl
niggas.
up there, this nigga make her go last
Goddamn.
every time.
Nah,
Fuck that nigga. He ain't shit.
He
I ain't a shit ass
we ain't
nigga on all the
watching
blog
shit
sites.
No more. Fuck that nigga. But now, I don't know. Like G Black said, yo, if you don't have the money to do something and you want to do something, write that shit down, because God said, write it down, make it plain.
Mhm.
Okay? So I don't care if it's the smallest idea you have, write it down. Even if you got the finances for it, write it down before you even put the money into it. You have to map shit out. That's where a lot of us fuck up, where we just jump head first into a 2-foot pool. And you like, so you got to think about it, because we want to dive into 12 feet and keep it going. So write it down. I don't even like to write, but I got a notebook this thick of all type of shit that pops in my head. I got children that I got to leave money for and make money for, you know what I'm saying? So where I'm getting at now, where I advise y'all to, if you got a business plan, put your children into it. I got 3 different businesses I'm trying to pop off, and all 3 of my kids is attached to all 3 businesses. One is just my 2 daughters, one is just my son, and then one is just us 4. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta put everybody into it. But I always say, fuck what the people say, do what you want to do. It's a Hard Knock Life podcast each and every motherfucking Friday, 8:30. I will be back Friday with some cool ass people. I don't know. Let me tell y'all something. Royce the 5, I just want to say this real quick. Royce the 5'9" has this thing he do on Tuesdays on Instagram called Bringing Off the Monsters, right? And it's a live or whatever. And was that you, DC, that sent it to me? Okay. Ever since DC sent it to me, I've been watching it. Everybody I got booked from January to February is from watching this Royce the 5'9". Bringing out the monsters between singers and rappers. Thank you very much, brother. Brother threw me the only. Nah, nigga, you threw me the only alley-oop and I came down like Shaq. Okay?
You know why? Because I ain't no hating ass nigga. I couldn't do nothing with him, but that's your lane mostly. You know what I mean?
That is. So fuck with me. I got some crazy shit that I done came across that I know is gonna be right. And I gotta get the boy G Black now on the show so he can come talk that
Text
wisdom
that number.
to these motherfuckers. I already did. I did.
Oh, well, hey.
So, but nah, y'all can find me on Facebook, YouTube. As my man Ross say, Google me, bitch. I'm on everything.
Sick. Google me, bitch.
That's it.
Chris,
Chris, go after me.
Do you think I'm shy about this?
Nah.
Tune in tomorrow, Thursday at 9 p.m.
When I go, I ain't gonna say nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
Tune in tomorrow, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Blur's Eye View 1 on the Twitch handle, 9 p.m. Eastern. We are talking to a young man on here who is a voice actor. He's a toy photographer, and he's talking about inclusion of POCs on tabletop gaming, such as Dungeons and Dragons and of the like. Because guess what? Blurred's Eye View was part of the Blurred and Powerful movement. So tune in tomorrow as we talk about that. We are gearing up for the marathon for March for the Record Books. You do have a deadline, and it's January 6th. So whether you're a rookie podcast or a veteran, you want to sign up, you get an hour slot. Check that out. It's for January 14th, 15th, and 16th. Longest video podcast or live streaming podcast. You want to get on this action, you get put into the Guinness Book of World Records, and that's how it's done. Chris Fury, man on the wall. I'm out.
Come fuck with us, because we about to be streaming, okay?
Hey, yo. So here's the thing. The March of the Record Book, it's a beautiful thing, but it ain't the only thing. Don't get it twisted. I'm looking forward to this. What the shit is leading off the event, because of course I have to, because it's our event. It's sponsored by Opulence Radio. It's also sponsored by What the Shit. So, like Chris said, we are spending the next weekend from 6 p.m. on a Saturday to 6 p.m. Martin Luther King Day, live streaming, show after show after show after show, dope shows. The 6th is the last day to sign up. So Friday is the last chance you get to sign up. So if you're a content creator, podcaster, you play video games, whatever, if you can fill an hour worth of time, all you got to do I still got it up here? Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
All you got to do is go to www.marchtotherecordbook.com, sign up, have sponsors. We're taking donations. Beautiful, I always mess his name up. Beat Youthful Weirdo is a program here in Massillon that is kind of near and dear to my heart now. Part of the proceeds of this event and the 4C event that we're throwing in July is going to them. What they do is they take young girls here in Massillon, Ohio, and they do day camps and summer programs. They're trying to do podcasts. They're trying to teach girls to empower themselves and empower each other. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm always trying to get behind, some kind of throwing support where it should be. So I'm big on that. So which is part of the reason why this event next weekend is so huge and dear to me. Not only that, but it's also going to fund the 4C event in July. That's the Conference of Content Creators of Color. So what we're doing is we're going to have a party. If you're a content creator, whether it's music, video game,
party. Let's so get
podcasting, whatever, man. If you make content, we want you there.
You want some of the action, D? Let me give them you want the flyer up there?
Yeah, sure. While I'm talking.
Let's do it. All right, there we go.
Vote.
Yeah, so
there we go.
This is part one, like G Black says, the 4-prompt plan. Actually, 2, because I only got 2 parts of this plan. But anywho, part 1. Yeah, I was trying.
He just a regular plug.
Yeah, I'm a regular plug. I don't have, Anywho, so part 1 is the March to the Record Books. We take that and then we go to July and we have this event. I want businesses there. I want podcasters, music, whatever you do. If you create somehow, come to the building, because what we want to happen is everybody in Northeast Ohio get together, figure out how we can make money, figure out how we can build a bigger table, stay independent. And like G Black said, we ain't got to go to Spotify with our hands out. We make them come to us and pay us for our content. You know what I mean? We ain't got to go to Apple with our hands out asking for more. We can build, it's possible. I've seen it. Trust me, I've been doing this for 2 years. It's possible. You know what I mean? I've built this for 2 years, and I'm on Pandora. I'm on iHeart. And it wasn't because I went to them and asked them. No, I made them come to me. I submitted my stuff and they took it. I ain't paying them, and I ain't getting robbed. But I say that to say this: it's possible. I know they said plan and all that. Fuck that. Sometimes you got to jump off the porch and hope shit work out. Sometimes, that's
most
just
definitely. But goddamn,
I don't want to fuck up their message, because they had their message was sound.
Just calculate the jump.
Yeah,
Just calculate
there
the
we
jump.
go. My bad.
Calculate the jump.
Don't jump. Make sure you look at where you're jumping before you land. That's all I'm gonna say. Because it's possible. I have fun doing what I
Calculate the
do.
jump.
Yeah, calculate the jump. That makes it. Yeah. See, he is a thinker. See,
Strategically
because me, I'm gonna
jump.
tell a nigga to
Right.
just jump and hope for the
Head
best.
first.
That's right.
I'm gonna tell you to jump. That's my philosophy. Sometimes you got to get off the porch and just do this shit. You know what I mean? You can't wait. Sometimes you can't wait. You know, ain't no time like the present.
DC, you was the badass kid that went down the slide head first, knowing that slide was dangerous.
Every time. That motherfucker spent. I ain't know what was at the end of it, whether there was a person there or not. Look out below here.
That's what
I
he's
come.
telling y'all to do, folks. Just
Yo,
don't.
you know,
Sometimes you gotta
nothing
knock a
to
nigga
cut
off
you
the end of the slide.
My bad. to
Slide
cut you
been
off,
sitting
bro,
out in the
but
sun all day
totally-
and everything else.
I totally forgot to mention, bro. I'm working on I'm working on getting the clearances for the theme song of the podcast. Not today. I'm gonna do an extended version and put it on the album.
Ooh.
Soundtrack too. But you know that samples Kanye's all of the lights. So
Mhm.
yeah, we currently talking to like 28 different entities trying to get this shit clear. But
I appreciate you because people fucking love that theme song.
Fingers
lie.
crossed though, because if I can get Ye to sign off on it, I kind of don't really give a fuck about everybody else. So that's really the one I'm waiting on. But if I can get Ye to sign off on it, that's definitely gonna be a part of the album.
Prayers up, because I definitely want the extended version because I love it. You know how good it feels to ride around the city and listen to your own theme song? I don't know if y'all know that feeling.
Hey, wait till
DC,
you hear
you're
verse
lame.
2.
I don't give a fuck. Hey, I don't give a fuck. That's a fire ass theme song.
Hey, I
You know
do
what
it too.
I'm saying?
When I listen to that song, like it make me want to
I'm
drive
fucking with
fast
you.
as fuck. Like,
Dog.
man.
Look, that's all. Look, every person that's come on Blurred's Eye said the same. Like, who did? I'm like, G Black did it. It was like, don't change it. I'm like, I would never.
Ever.
Hey, got something for you too, Chris.
See,
I just need
the
to get
danger
one.
is coming.
So,
I need one.
Got you.
Needless to say, I enjoy what I do. And I hope y'all do too. I'm living my best life. You know what I'm saying? Despite what happens personally, anytime this red light come on and I get to talk to people and people watch and listen from all over the world, you know what I mean? I'm a nigga from Akron on Pandora. How many people could say that?
Say that shit again.
You know what I mean? People listen to us in Istanbul and Pakistan and speaking of which, Good Podcast Church just came out. And guess where we at? We still top 10. Number 5 in indie music interviews, number 9 in overall interviews, music interviews, and number 12 in entertainment news. Needless to say, the people have responded. You know what I mean? I appreciate it. That shit is still humbling every time I see that shit. But it's fucking dope. So again, for G Black. For the wonderful people who help me run this show sometimes because I fuck up.
This nigga.
For myself.
Shut up, bitch.
You know, sometimes you gotta tell yourself to shut the fuck up and let other people, you know what I mean? One other thing.
And another one.
January 18th.
January 18th.
100 episodes of this show.
Big episode.
100 episodes.
Don't come with that bullshit, y'all peoples. That's gonna come in and act a fool.
100 episodes.
We can do that ourselves.
I don't know if y'all know this, but there's a statistic that says most podcasts don't make it past 20 to 30. We're about to reach the millennium. Wait, is that a millennium? A century?
That is
century.
A century. God
I don't give a fuck. I went to school in
Yes.
Akron. Let me be. Let me live. Let me be great. God damn it. And that's when he lost his mind and everybody ever watch the show again.
Wait. Those are the moments when he does that. Those are the moments I wait for Tiana to yell down there. You don't
Shut the fuck up,
all
bitch.
That.
She's gonna hit me with this.
Shut up, bitch.
Yes, boss. But nah.
Sorry, my bad.
My bad. I was I got a gluten problem. One piece of wheat.
That was his inner boom coming out.
Yeah, but no. 100 episodes is nothing to sneeze at. A lot of podcasts don't make it that far. We'll be on 3 years in July 26. July-ish, whatever. Don't quote me. I went to North High School. Anywho, I'm excited because this next few weeks is going to be crazy this month, but just this year alone. Milestones reaching, throwing an event. I can't wait. We're going for a Guinness World Record. Who would have thought? I'm doing a lot, man. I'm accomplishing a lot this year. I'm looking to build a studio myself. So there we go. I just want to continue to hold people to, like I said, I know they say, calculate and all that, but sometimes you just got to jump out there on faith. I'm not the Bible guy, but God helps those who help themselves. I believe that's how that quote goes. So sometimes you just got to believe that no matter what nobody says, I wasn't supposed to be hosting this show. This show wasn't supposed to be this long. I wasn't supposed to be shit. I wasn't supposed to be as good as I am. I was just supposed to be a shit talking motherfucker.
Who told you it was good?
I don't know. Sometimes I manufacture. Oh, damn.
No, I'm playing. Go ahead.
It cut me deep. Cut me deep.
Shit.
Yeah, but anywho, let's get out of here. You guys are amazing. If nobody else tells you this, stay dope. Don't care what nobody says about you. You the shit. Talk your shit. Stay blessed. Stay wise. Stay woke. If you work as hard as G Blakk, one day maybe you will be something in life. If not, you might be me. Small, slight possibility. You got to really get out there, Yeah. But if not, you end up being me. So that's what you got to look forward to.
Or just confused.
Bar's pretty low, but anyway, Andy, you keep throwing these motherfucking shots under your breath, and I'm trying to end this goddamn show. Okay, anywho. I appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. Like I said, these doors are always open. I don't care whether you got 1,000 followers or 1 million. I don't care if you got one. If you got something dope to talk about, I will never turn you away unless you text me at 6 a.m. and ask me to listen to 5 seconds worth of goddamn music before I have my motherfucking coffee. Then we got a fucking problem.
Hey, bro, listen to this track real quick.
5 seconds of a song. But anywho, y'all know what time it is. Let's get out of here. Time for the white girl.
Go home, folks. The A-Smack.
Y'all didn't see it?
No.
Out of here.